I want to bring in Scott MacFarlane back into the conversation from our D.C. bureau. Scott, what are we hearing from President Biden?
Yeah, President Biden has spoken with the mayor of New Orleans and offered federal resources here, and certainly there are going to be federal resources immediately implemented in New Orleans. This is now a federal investigation. The FBI takes lead on all terrorism investigations in America, and that's where this one is headed. But also, there's a federal prosecutor, there are federal law enforcement agencies that help with these types of things. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms gets involved, especially when a long gun has been recovered, as has been the case here in New Orleans. But this is also happening not in a vacuum, not at a trivial moment, but as large-scale events continue in New Orleans. We mentioned tonight's Sugar Bowl, which will have some complementary federal resources. But then there's next month's Super Bowl, which is truly a national homeland security event. The feds take the lead in securing something as large in scope and size as the Super Bowl. The Department of Homeland Security, FEMA, Immigration, Customs, they're all there. They're all part of the planning for this. The president, speaking with the mayor of New Orleans, has reaffirmed those federal resources are there as New Orleans tries to grapple with not only what happened last night, but what to do moving forward with these heavy pedestrian events that are coming in the next few hours and the next few weeks.
I just want to reiterate for anybody who might just be joining us that we are reporting on breaking news out of New Orleans at around 3:17 a.m. local time. There were reports of a vehicle having driven through a crowd of pedestrians on the packed Bourbon Street as revelers were ringing in the new year. A total of 10 victims declared deceased on the scene, 35 victims to have suffered injuries in this. We also know that the suspect apparently opened fire on responding officers who returned fire, and that person was struck and was subsequently declared deceased on the scene. We know 2 officers in the New Orleans Police Department were struck in the exchange. They are listed in stable condition.